You just heard the latest from Flatland Cavalry getting by on Maverick 100.9, and I could not be more overjoyed to talk to Cleto of Flatland Cavalry. It is so good to see you. It's been a really long time since I've got to catch up with you, you know?
It has been, but every time is always a nice, warm chat. So it's good to chat with you again.
I know, absolutely. Now, I know you have been so busy. You've got a new single. You guys released a new album last year. And during the slowest time in an artist's touring life, Flatland Cavalry hasn't slowed down a bit. You've been all over America, and you even left the country for a little bit. You just got home.
Yes, no, it's been since the record came out. I mean, we've just been doing our best, playing wherever we can, where we're allowed to, where we've been able to get to, and even things beyond, like you're saying. We were just in Glasgow, Dublin, and London with the Country to Country Festival. It had like Luke Combs, Ashley McBride were on the bill, and Haley Witters, and it was it's been a tumultuous last several weeks. Like, my calendar's never been as busy, but just take it all in stride. Just glad to be working again, to be honest with you, so grateful.
I can imagine. I know how much you guys love your crowds, and a Flatland Cavalry crowd is like no other. I still, in all these years of radio or in all my time meeting you, whenever I am at a show, I am 100% just a biggest fan. Like, it's
love it.
It consumes you. And I know all of those successes in your guys' life is really, really special. But also, on the same note, how special is it to kind of go back to your roots? When they were planning Chilifest 2020 this year, they wanted to give the audience almost a memory. And they brought back the best of the best performers from Chilifest past. And you have a long Chilifest past, like even as a fan. So I guess we'll start there. Let's start with Cleto as a Chilifest fan.
All right. So I went out to Chilifest, I want to say 2013 or 14, and I was going to college at Texas Tech, and our drummer, I lived with him and one of our buddies, Roy Johnson, who's, the Coyote in one of our songs. He was our roommate as well. And we went down to Chilifest to go visit some of our Aggie friends. And I'd never heard of Snook, Texas in my entire life. And I just remember that whole experience, me being born and raised in Midland, Texas, out in West Texas. I've just been used to flatlands and dry, shrubberies and no trees and stuff, or water. And to, make that 8-hour trip from Lubbock to College Station in the middle of beautiful spring, it was bluebonnets and like everything just looked so wonderful that I was kind of caught in this like wanderlust, like feeling the whole time. And we went to Chilifest, and Turnpike was playing, I want to say. And we were just in that, state of mind that like every moment is like magical. Right. And you're, obviously we had a lot of beer to drink and stuff, and we're having a good time. And I just remember kind of like looking out in one of those moments, and Turnpike was playing, and they're doing Devil Knows We're Dead, and people were just like slinging beers, and it was rowdy. And then all the while, my buddy Roy is standing next to me, and he sees this girl dancing on a cooler with like holding a bag of wine or who knows what, and I just remember that he was like convinced that she was the most beautiful woman that he's ever seen. And so I was like, hey man, go talk to her. And they start talking. And next thing you know, he comes back, and I asked him, like, what's her name? Like, I was happy for him. I couldn't believe he did it. And it looked from afar like it was a good interaction. And he couldn't remember her name because he was so drunk in that little space by the time. So, that ended up becoming the No Shade of Green story of like meeting this beautiful girl with green eyes, just at a party and an outing. You got so drunk that you couldn't remember her name. And so, I have a lot of fond memories of College Station, and just going down there and like meditating on that, and like how that turned into No Shade of Green and Traveler's Song and stuff, which our band has recorded. Like, to be able to go back and play those songs for, especially after how weird the last few years have been, like with things going on in the world, it's just like a nice, like feel good feeling of going back to like, the basics, like back to your roots, like you're saying, and to share these stories, to emote them, to play them for kids that were literally, I was just one of those kids, 8 years ago, having the time of my life. So it's just crazy, full circle, Yes, absolutely.
Mike Ryan told me he went out there to see Willie Nelson. And look at all of Mike Ryan's success now. Randy Rogers, his big one was he got to open for Hank Williams Jr. And hearing your guys' memories, you know, Chilifest is an important thing to us and our community. A lot of people forget this is actually a charity that your money is going towards when you buy Chilifest tickets. And so it's very special here. But to hear from the artists that get to play Chilifest, a lot of people don't realize how important that is for you and what a staple it was in your life.
Oh, absolutely. I think all those, you know, memories kind of combine and you share them with people, and it's what, you know, it's what makes events special. Or you're like, oh, like I said, why do people love this thing called Chilifest? And because it's attached to so many great, you know, memories, music, artists, people you look up to. I still hold it to this day that country that, you know, around College Station is some of the most beautiful I've seen. It's just awesome.
You know, I myself have made the trek out to Lubbock, and I don't know. I think that in this world, it is very unfair that Lubbock and College Station are so far apart. Because I think you have that connection too. I love visiting Lubbock, and I love the people of Lubbock, and I love the music from Lubbock. I love Flatland. I love William Clark Green. I just love it all together. I love Buddy Holly. And but then you come here and you love our Aggie Land artists, and the love between the two cities is so extraordinary to me, yet so far apart.
Yeah, no, that's why it's special. You know, it's like we're cousins or something.
Oh, there it is. Our cousins. Speaking of our cousins, one of our other Flatland Cavalryers got engaged while y'all were overseas. Can we send a big congrats to him? Yeah. Adam Gallegos finally, you know, asked the big question with this gal, Shannon. So. Is Jason married off yet? I know he was engaged. Yeah, he's engaged. They'll get married in later this year. And Cleto and Caitlin Butts, the ultimate beautiful couple, still enjoying newlywed life, I assume. Yeah, no, everything's good. I mean, she's busy with her own schedule and stuff as well. And, you know, we just, that's kind of what we knew what we were getting involved in when we met each other, fell in love. So we're going strong. Oh, you're my favorite love story. That's for sure. And I always love catching up with you, and this has been lovely. It really has. But, man, am I ready for Chilifest or what? I'm ready for a flat show. Right. I know. It's going to be, I'm already kind of seeing it in my mind that, you know, how you hope it, you know, turns out, or like the set list and stuff. And I know we're going to have a great time, and I'm excited to play some of these, especially a couple of these songs, you know, for the people who they're about. So be good. Always remember that. While you're watching Flatland this year, Cleto wrote a lot of these songs about you guys. And that's always something that we're going to hold very, very special in our heart. And I know the Chilifest chairman told me I can't have a dressing room, but I'm having a lot of trouble deciding on outfits because I do love my little special edition I Miss College Station shirt. We'll see if we can get you another one. There we go. Well, Cleto, it was great to catch up with you. Thank you for all the updates on the rest of the band. And we will see you Friday night of Chilifest 2022. Awesome. Sounds so good. Good to chat with you.